Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again, and in today's video we're going to talk about 4 very particular things about medicine that are very sensible. After explaining them, you would understand that medicine is a very honorable profession. These things are very exclusive to medical practice. What are these particular things? Let's find out in today's video. So the first is, we don't usually have CGPs. In medical school, we don't. So CGPAs mean cumulative grade point average, and that's usually higher institution. Your CGPs are being calculated, and that determines whether you graduate as a first class, second class, or third class student. In medicine, there's nothing like that. There's no first class or second class medical student. We either pass or fail. Your grades are not being made known to you. Maybe sometimes the only time you might know is maybe you have a very high score in a particular subject, and then you graduate as the best graduating student in that particular field. And this is important because the medical elders, or those that had advocated for that, understood that better academic performance does not directly translate into someone being a better medical doctor. No, it doesn't. Because there are some people that might do well academically and still be bad in terms of practice. And then there are people that might be average and still do better than those that had performed better than them academically. And this gives room for doctors to be employed, not based on that. It's a very good thing about medical practice, unlike others that you're already judged based on your CGPAs, and you know that the higher institution is a very multifactorial stuff, and I hope it continues so that it gives people a chance to be able to develop themselves and not be tied down based on their grades. The second is that, have you ever noticed that hospitals are not being advertised either on national TV or on the internet? In most countries it's so. They are not being advertised because the medical councils or the regulation bodies prevent hospitals and doctors from advertising themselves. In countries like the United States, in which this happens, this was allowed just in the 80s. Prior to that, you were not allowed to advertise either a hospital or yourself as a medical doctor, because advertisement has some bad things to it. It just encourages people to come to you. The attractive parts are being brought and the unattractive parts are being left out. It's supposed to make everything juicy. It's to convince you to come. This is stopped because medicine is being held as a very sacred profession, and people are supposed to be aware and well aware of whatever services hospitals have and whatever setbacks the hospitals also prefer. And that is something that is actually lacking in advertisement. Advertisement is to sell yourself. Another thing is also that means hospitals that do not have good advertising bodies or do not have enough money to have good advertisement might not get patients, because those that have good advertisers will be able to make themselves more prominent, and it has nothing to do with prominence. Most hospitals employ competent people at hand. So that's one very good thing about it. You find out yourself based on the hospital's report from patient's mouth, and then every hospital you go to, you also can make inquiry to know which services are there before you choose a hospital. I've done a video on that, on how to choose a proper hospital. The link will be in the description box. You can watch that. That will guide you properly. So I think it makes sense too that banning of advertisement is still effective, because it helps patients to objectively choose wherever they want to choose and not be cajoled or be lied to go somewhere because the people have better advertisement. The next one, and this is something that happens in bigger hospitals, is that you'll notice that as a patient, you're not seen by only one doctor. A lot of doctors see you. So especially in outpatient department, today you might walk into the clinic and be seen by a particular doctor, and the next time you're seen by someone else. And that makes sense, because if you're being seen by multiple doctors, the chances of some things being overlooked are lesser compared to if you're being seen by one doctor. So for the sake of continuity, all your history, whatever is important, is documented in your file or your folder, and the other doctor seeing you will go through it to know what is happening. So it's easy for the person to catch up. It doesn't mean that the doctor that has seen you has the autonomy of your knowledge or your history and whatever thing had followed up. That's why we have the folders, So the next doctor can go through to understand where you were and where you are, and also be able to help you. So it's a good thing, because it means that objectively you'll be taken care of better. So even if you like one particular doctor and you happen to come next time and you're being pushed somewhere else, it's a good thing that that is happening. Forgive us if maybe you don't like all the doctors, but it's very important that that happens. So when next you are being sent to see someone else, just know that it's for your good. And the last one, which is very important, is that we treat people even if we don't like them. We're obligated to treat people we don't like. So even if someone does not share your beliefs, if someone has even harmed you, so far as you are there as a medical doctor, you're supposed to offer whichever medical services you're supposed to the best of your ability. So we're not allowed to carry any bias, and the world is full of biases. So many people will treat their own better than those that are not theirs. But then in medicine, we're trained not to do that. It's a very serious crime if they observe that you withhold treatment based on you not liking anybody at all. It's part of the oath we take. I wish many people would take that, remove sentiments, and be able to help people too in times that they need us the most. So that's all for today's video. What do you think about the video? What do you think I left out? I hope you found this very fascinating. If you did, please don't forget to like and share this video. If you're here to subscribe, please subscribe and turn on the bell notification. So thank you, and I will see you in my next video.